Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Bradley. Bradley is a dancer and he's from London. So let's see what Bradley has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello. Be able to hear you now. There we go.
Hello Bradley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Good.
We managed, yes?
Yes, we got there in the end.
Very good, very good. Bradley, just before we start the game, just tell me, where are you from?
I'm from London. Kent, London, but I'm from London. I'm such a city boy. I love London.
Right. And what do you do for a living?
So I've actually got two jobs. So they're very different. I've got one where I teach dance. I'm a performer. Ballroom and Latin. I've been doing it for a good 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
So all the stuff you see on Strictly Come Dancing, that's basically what I do. And then I've got a 9 till 5 office job as well, which is dealing with enforcement and basically knowing the law on enforcement, basically.
Amazing. And in your opinion, what do you like? What do you like the most about being a dancer?
Oh, I love the freedom. I love how free it makes you feel, and the fact that you can express the way that you feel through movement when you're listening to a song. I absolutely love it. My body just seems to go with it, and it's so natural for me, and I could never ever stop doing it. It's just such a passion of mine. It just frees you up as a person, and I think that stimulation that it has on your brain just gives so much positivity. I love it.
Absolutely. I always tell my friend, for me, I believe I love dancing as well. I'm not a professional dancer like you, but I love dancing. For me, dancing it's like a therapy. Yeah, it's like you're free. You just release all the bad energy. You just feel like recharge your battery. Just the battery and moving. That's what I believe.
100%, 100%. It really does give you that energy and that kick. It really does. I love it.
Very good, very good. Okay, Bradley, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. So, friends, full of random fun questions, okay? So, I'm just gonna play some music now, just for us to get in the mood before the first question. Ready?
Oh, let's go.
Let's do it. Hope you like it. Good, very good. Ready for the first question?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it. So the first question is, what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
Oh, for sure bungee jumping. That's number 1. I really want to bungee jump. I would actually say number 2 is probably living in America for a while. I really want to experience the American lifestyle, all things like that. So that's definitely another thing.
Any place in particular? Any place in particular in America?
Oh, 100% LA.
Okay.
It's like, I think where I come from, a performance background, LA would be the kind of place where I could see myself progressing a lot. So I would love to live in LA for a while, experience that. Number 3, oh, that's a tricky one. I would potentially say open my own dance studio, 100%. Have my own studio, have my own students, and just basically make a living from something I love doing.
That's good. That's great. That's very good. You say about LA. I've got an actor actually on the show. His interview goes live. I think today's I think on Thursday, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, his name is Justin. And he's an actor. We talk about acting, we talk about music, about everything. So it's going to be no show. I just finished the editing last week, so it's all ready now.
Wow, yes.
Right, let's go for another question. Let's do it. Right, Bradley, just before the next question, tell me, in your opinion, what's the best part of living in London and what's the worst part?
The worst part is probably how busy it gets. It's such a busy place. quite hard to kind of avoid anyone if you're in London. You're always getting knocked around. You have to try and be really careful about the directions you're going and have your eyes focused on the direction that you're going. I don't have time to keep my eyes focused on where I'm going. I'm in London. I want to look around and see everything. But then that could also stem to being one of the best positive things, because there's so many different cultures within London. You've got so many different nationalities, backgrounds, ethnicities, all of that. And I think that is a really positive thing. And I think that is one of the best things about London, is that it's such a diverse place.
Amazing. And which part of London do you live?
So I'm like the southeast of London. So I'm like Kent, closer to Kent than what I am London. So Dartford, Sidcup. I don't know if you've heard of those before, but
I'm in South London. I was living southeast as well, not far away from Lewisham. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm really close to Lewisham.
Very good.
Yeah.
Right. Next question is: do you have any pet peeves?
People who chew with their mouth open.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's the noise. The noise just runs through me, and when I'm hearing, I'm just a bit like, okay, like, I'm gonna keep my chill about this. I'm gonna try and just ignore it, shake it off a little bit. But no, it's just, wow. Like, it's just the noise. I don't necessarily mind it, like looking at someone and they're chewing a bit with their mouth open. That's completely fine. But when they start to make the slapping noise that they make with their lips, it's honestly, it runs through my body a little bit.
I understand. Let's get another one. Let's do it. Right, yeah. Bradley, let's get another question for you. What is the most memorable lesson you learned from your parents?
I've learned from my parents. Oh, definitely my mannerisms and politeness. Like, my family are very big on being polite, always showing people that everyone's equal. So I would say the equality of people is something my parents have taught me from when I was little. You treat everyone the same, you treat everyone how you want to be treated. And that's kind of my motto through life now. Like, don't treat someone how you wouldn't want to be treated, because it's not nice for them and you wouldn't like it if it was done to you. So that's definitely one of the biggest lessons I think my parents have taught me, is to just respect everyone as they respect you. Very good. Do you have brother and sister as well? Yes, I've got an older sister. She's 27. Oh, she's going to kill me if she sees this. She's turning 27 in March, I believe. So yeah, she's moved out of home now. She's got 2 little boys, my little nephews. Very good. Yeah. Great. Let's get another question, Bradley. Let's do it. Question, just before the next question. In your opinion, what's the most challenging part of being a dancer? Oh, good question. I would say the politics. In the performance industry, it's more about who you know, not necessarily what you know. So it's very tough to get anywhere without having your name kind of on that platform already. So that's a very challenging step to get past. You want to try and build your name and get to that level of competence within your dance level, your people knowing you. So I would say that's very challenging, because you need to try and really get that concept of knowing that the more people know you, the more opportunities that are going to arise. You don't know if any of these people that are watching you, they could be a potential producer, director. They might want to hire you for a show. And obviously they might not be doing it because of what you know, it's because you know them. And they're like, fine, I know you, we'll give you that. Which is not fair in a way, isn't it? It's not fair, because you work so hard. I think people work so hard and they have so much to share, so much talent. And it's not fair. But I believe it goes in any area, not just this, but it goes in any area. If you don't, not all of them, of course, but as you said, I think in the dance, this business, it's all about connections, all about, this person, you've done this, that, which is sad. But anyway.
We're gonna get there. We get there
Yes.
somehow. If the destiny made it, we get there somehow. There's no.
Of course, we try. Nothing's going to stop anyone.
Absolutely.
Everyone can do it if they put their mind to it.
That's true. That's true. Bradley, what's your spirit animal?
Oh, my spirit animal. I would say lion.
Like being charged.
Yes, I like having. I wouldn't say I like power because I think that's probably the wrong word to use.
Right.
I like sharing my knowledge, and to be able to share knowledge, you've got to be able to be a good public speaker, be able to talk to anyone as if you've known them a long while, like just interaction with people. So obviously a lion in itself is very courageous. It shows some pride. I have pride in whatever I do. So whether I'm teaching someone a dance lesson, whether I'm showing someone at work how to use a computer, I will always pride the fact that I know how to do this and that I can pass that knowledge on to someone. So the courageousness and the pride of a lion definitely sits within me.
Very good. Good answer. I like that. Very good.
Thank you.
Another question. Right,
that.
From London. Next question is, right, are you a dog or a cat person?
Oh, 100% dogs. I've lived with dogs my whole life. Grown up with dogs. Currently got a dog downstairs right now. He's probably waiting to be let out. But yeah, so much of a dog person. But cats are still nice. I think where dogs probably show their affection a little bit more. I love the fact that you can have like a big dog come up to you, give you a nice cuddle, and they're like a little bear. I just love it. I love that feeling.
I'll tell you something now. For me, when people goes like, my friends go like, oh, I'm feeling down for some reason, I go like, just go to the park and see those dogs playing around. Your mood's gonna change straight away. It's just a therapy, isn't it? See those dogs like jumping, they're so full of energy, happy with like for no reason, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I know when I'm upset, I come home, like if I've had a really bad day at work, I'm feeling really deflated, really like down on what the day's been around, then I will sit there with my dog for a good couple of hours, and he just really does bring me up. And they can't talk to you, they can't tell you anything, but their energy is just so contagious, and you want to get on the same level as them. And when they're showing you their love and passion for you, it's just the best feeling in the world.
That's for sure. I believe as well. Next question. Okay, Bradley, let's, before the next question, tell me, what's your favorite, let's say, rhythm, like worldwide, which like Samba or pop music, which one is your favorite rhythm?
Ooh, I love a carnival rhythm. So very Samba, very Brazil, very salsa. I love the, for some reason, when I hear that kind of music, like, for example, let's say Despacito by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Like that automatically gives me a vibe, and I just automatically want to move my body. And I don't get that with a lot of other styles of music as such. So I wouldn't be able to sit there, listen to a jazz piece and be like, oh, that really wants to get me moving kind of thing. I wouldn't sit there and think, oh, a pop genre it can be hit and miss, but for definite 100% a Samba Brazilian kind of carnival theme rhythm as such, that really does get my body moving, just gets me in the mood.
Good, very good. I'm glad to hear. Right, good question now. Just give one advice to your Prime Minister. Just one, if you could give one advice, what that would be?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a very good question. More than likely to speak about LGBT issues, because I feel like there's a lot still to be done. There's still a lot of conspiracies about gay people, bisexual people, transgender. And I think there's so much more to that person. And I think there's not enough government initiative to kind of allow the world to know or allow this country to kind of understand. I mean, we have progressed a lot from previous years, and that can't be doubted at all. We have progressed. It seems a lot more acceptable now, but I think it shouldn't be a matter of acceptance, because you shouldn't have to accept a gay person, because they are just a person at the end of the day. So I would probably give some advice to the Prime Minister to try and get a government initiative in there, try and equalise the standard, I would say, of being a straight man, being a homosexual man. It's just like in comparison to like a gender pay gap, for example, when men were paid more than women. Like it's a matter of equality, and I think the government really needs to try and do something more to help LGBT community members really understand that they feel wanted. They shouldn't feel ashamed to be who they are, and there's still so many people in this country that are still so afraid to show who they are and be who they want to be.
Very good, very good. Good one. Let's hope that he's gonna watch this interview and he's gonna go like, I'll
yeah, Boris, if you're watching, take note.
Good, very good. Another question. Right, Bradley. Next question for you is, how do you think you die, or how would you like to die if you could choose?
If I could choose, I would die in my sleep. And that's probably a common one, actually. Like, I wouldn't want to feel the pain. So I know for sure if I was to die, I would not want to die in a car accident. I wouldn't want to die in a plane accident, yeah. God help. So definitely in my sleep, peacefully at home, where, like, especially if it was to be in this house I'm in now. I've lived here all my life. So okay. I've lived in this house since birth. And if I was to still be here at the point of me kind of fading into the afterlife, and I would want to end it here as well, peacefully, happy, and just letting myself go.
Very good, very good. Another question for you. Right, Bradley, let's pretend now, let's see, tell me your top three big artists worldwide, your top three that you like the most, like superstar.
Oh, for sure, Beyonce okay. Is one of them. I love Lady Gaga.
Okay.
And I must say, some people might count me wrong on this, Justin Bieber.
Okay, right, so let's pretend now, let's say that Beyonce, Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga are, you can apply to do a world tour with them, and you can choose one of them, just one. Which one would be?
Beyonce for sure.
Yeah?
Beyonce for sure. Her dance background, her, like, if you look at her videos, like, she's got some iconic dance routines, and I'm sure if she was to do a tour, some of them routines would be on that tour, and I would love to be able to do some of the stuff she does right beside her.
Would be amazing.
For sure, I would love that.
Right, next question is, tell me a negative thing that happened to you that came out in the end as a positive thing.
Okay. When I was younger, when I was roughly 12 years of age, I was bullied really badly. And the main reason for this bullying is because where I was a dancer and I was constantly surrounded by females, there weren't many male dancers back then. I got bullied a lot for that. People were spitting in my face. They would find me after school and tell me that they'd call me all these names. And it would really get me down, really to the point where I wouldn't want to go to my school. I wouldn't want to leave my house. But eventually I faced up to the music. I thought, because at that time I didn't know my sexuality back then, like, everything was still so fresh. And for people to constantly put it in my brain that I'm not a normal person, I'm disgusting for being a dancer, I'm disgusting for liking men, like, eventually I faced the music when I was about 16 to 17 years of age. Started to kind of do a few performances at my school. I would show them what my dancing was about. I would explain to them why I danced. And eventually it pushed me to physically coming out to my parents.
Amazing.
Because there was parts of me that thought, okay, I think I'm interested in men. I might be like that. And I was fine with that. Like, you can't change that. You just can't. And in the end, I just thought, I'm not going to let other people belittle me for something that they don't even know.
Right.
So I did my performances at school. I used to get really positive feedback, even from the bullies. They used to say, wow, that's amazing. I didn't realise you were touching females like that, because obviously it was all the straight guys at school, the ones that like to play football and the rugby. They saw how I interacted with females and probably got a little bit jealous, because they want to be you. They want to be around them. They want to just be you. Yeah. So that stemmed to a positive thing, because then people started to respect me more for sticking up for myself and showing them that I am going to be who I want to be, and whatever they say is not going to affect that decision.
Very good. I love that. I like that you sharing that. I'm glad that this question came up to you, because I'm sure people out there, when they watch the interview, they're going to connect with you as well. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. I think in the end of the day, I think those people who bully you or give you a hard time, I think those people in the end of the day, they admire you for some reason. I think in the back of their minds they want to be like you, but for some reason they couldn't. For some reason they are afraid of being, so they the way they is like a reaction of attacking, because they cannot admit that they want to be like you. Instead of you, they come to you, oh, I admire the way you are, I'd love to be like you, I'd like to be around you. They do in a different way. They attack, so at the end of the day, I think they have this big admiration for you, and I'm glad that they did. Actually, I'm sure you feel grateful for them to have done that, because they helped you to follow your dreams, your career. That's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely gave me that drive to prove them wrong. And I would, if I was to advise anyone that is going through bullying, I would definitely advise them, just stick to what you're doing. You're doing nothing wrong whatsoever. It's your life. You live your life how you want to live your life. And whatever makes you happy is the right decision.
And you always had the support of your family when you came out being gay?
Yeah, 100%. It was actually a really funny story. I was really scared about coming out to my parents. But I wanted them to be the first people that I told officially, because I think they deserve that respect. They brought me up, they raised me, and I think they deserve. Absolutely. Yeah, and they 100% appreciate that. And I was really scared, so I didn't want to tell them to their face. So I got my pad out, I wrote a long A4 letter, and it was 5 pages long, just explaining everything. I basically put at the end that I didn't want them to change the way they feel about me. I'm still the same Brad that I was before. Nothing's going to change about me, etc., etc. And because they locked their door, I slid the letter under their door when they was asleep, and then I knew I couldn't retrieve it back. So I was like, God, I've done it now, so I can't take it back. They're going to find out. So I got myself into bed. Granted, it took me quite a while to get to sleep. Of course. But I was sat there, and then I woke up in the morning. I went downstairs, and my dad wasn't here. And I thought, no, he's walked out in a rage. And I cuddled my mum. My mum looked at me straight away. She had a little cry with me. She said she's so proud of me. She cuddled me. She said, whatever, they are so proud of me. And I said, well, where's Dad? Oh, he's popped out. But she wouldn't tell me where. And he came in, and as soon as he came in, he put his arm straight around me. He said, you've always got my support. And that got to me. And then since then, that actually probably gave me more confidence to tell other people, because if the people closest to you can understand, then anyone else can.
How old were you at the time?
I was just turning 18.
Oh my God, so brave. My God. Very good. Good for you. Very good. I love this story. Very good. Thanks for sharing that. I love it.
It's okay.
Next question. Right, Bradley, let's get another question for you. Tell me, what's the worst first date you ever been on? Oops.
The worst first date. Okay.
No names.
I mean, I've not had many dates. To be fair, but there was one experience that sticks out to me more than the others, and it weren't necessarily because of the person. We was on this date. We was in a nice little London bar. We was drinking some cocktails. It was really nice. It was a sunny day outside, and he gets a phone call from his ex. So he takes the call. I was like, it's fine, take it, that's completely fine. This is my first time meeting you, like, you don't have to answer to me just yet. And he told his ex that he was on a date with me. His ex then sent me quite a nasty message on social media, and actually he ended the call. But this guy actually sent me this message whilst he was still on the phone. So the other guy that I was with kind of just finished his drink and said, right, I'm going to go.
Oh.
And just left. He didn't say goodbye in a nice way. He just left. And yeah, I was just, wow, okay, you've left me to deal with everything. Bearing in mind there was a bill of like £250 left to pay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so...
Oh, that's not a nice thing to do. Oh my! Did you contact this person afterwards or something, or no? It's just...
No, I thought if that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way life's planned it to be, and I'm not going to chase something that isn't meant to be. If something happens, it happens naturally.
And I'm sure this money gonna come up. I'm sure it came in a different way for you, the double of the amount of it. That's for sure. I believe. Yeah. Right, I enjoyed the show so far, Bradley.
Oh, I'm loving it. It. Yeah.
Let's go for another one. Right, next question for you is, if I would ask your best friend to define yourself in a positive word and a negative word, what your best friend will define you? Just one word each.
Energetic, being the positive. I bite my tongue too much, so not speaking my mind is probably a negative thing that they would describe me. I don't speak my mind. I'm not. I'm upfront when I need to be, but I have respect, and I kind of don't want to just say I don't like you straight away. You know what I mean? So they kind of see that as a negative thing because I'm not so direct with people. But I like to give everyone a fair chance, and we'll see.
I think it's a positive thing, actually. My point of view, be a positive thing, because sometimes sometimes the first impression sometimes can be bad, but sometimes it can turn around, and sometimes people, they're in a different energy and different mood. So always give a chance and see how things gonna go, because sometimes can start in a negative and can go in a positive way. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
3 questions left for you, Bradley. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right, next question for you is, what's the weirdest dream you ever had?
Okay, so I was in my house and there was a knock at my door, and I opened the door and it was a really scary clown.
Oh.
Now, I don't have a phobia of clowns. I'm not worried about clowns. I can look at clowns and watch clown films. So I was like, okay. So I've opened this door. It's a really scary clown, and he's opened his mouth really wide, just like they do in the films, and they've got all the teeth. So I've just shut my door again and got back into bed. So the door's knocked again. Open the door. It's the exact same clown.
Oh my God.
Showed his teeth, but this time his tongue came out. I went back to bed, shut the door. I was like, not scared of you. Went back to my room, sat there, the door goes again, but this time it's not a clown. it was Ariana Grande. So I opened the door, but Ariana Grande was stood there with her mouth open, poking her tongue out, and she was going, and I was like, very strange. So I've shut my door again, sat down. Not sure why I didn't speak to her, because if Ariana Grande knocked at my door, I'd be inviting her in and saying, you're having a coffee and you're staying here for a good 24 hours and talking to me. But shut my door anyway, come back. Then I get back up, door goes again. This time it's my mum. She asked me what's for dinner.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm getting a mix of people at my door here. So then I shut my door again after I've told my mum what I want. Go back, get another knock at the door. I open the door, and this time I've opened my door and I'm out looking the city of London.
Interesting.
And all I'm seeing is clowns, Ariana Grande and my mum walking around, but they're all like clones of each other. So I'm seeing loads of these people. And then that's when I woke up and I've kind of walked straight into my mum. I'm like, Mum, I've just had the weirdest dream and you're involved. And so is Ariana Grande. It was very strange. It was very strange. It's one of them dreams where you wake up and you think, what has happened?
Imagine when you asked your mom about the dream and then she said, no, don't worry, it's not a dream. Adriana's just in the living room waiting for you to have a talk. Imagine.
I don't know what I would do with myself. I think I'd have a little bit of a heart attack and then I'd have to compose myself. Probably have to spruce myself up a bit, do my hair. Okay, I'm going.
And should say that, but don't get too excited because the clown is waiting for you afterwards.
And then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to take my time with this one.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right. Next question for you is, if you could do something illegal without getting caught, what would you do?
If I could do it and not get caught and it be okay, then some sort of money laundering. Get myself a load of money. Cool, I'll keep that money for myself and I'll live a happy life off that and never break the law again.
Very good, very good. I think I'll do the same as well. I'll just do those ones in my life. Just get all the money I can, and that's it.
Yeah, just the once.
Yes, absolutely. Right, Bradley, ready for the last question?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Right, you're talking about Beyonce. What would be you'd say was her best performance as a dancer, like one of her videos? Which one would be you could pick just one?
The Super Bowl.
Oh yes,
for sure, because she brought back Destiny's Child.
Yes,
like, it was so iconic. The way she was just so solo, and then boom, they come up from the floor, and I'm just like, yes, live for that moment. 100% my favorite Beyonce performance. 100%.
Very good, very good. Last question is, it's a tough one now. If you need to remove forever from your phone social media like Instagram / Facebook or YouTube, what that would be?
Ooh. I would probably have to say Facebook.
/ Instagram as well, together.
Yeah, Facebook / Instagram. Anything like that, so Snapchat, Instagram. Like YouTube, I'm absolutely fine with. Like, there's some really cool stuff on YouTube. You've got your how-to videos on there. There's gaming videos on there. You could find anything on YouTube.
Really, the magic box there as well, you know?
Yes, you've got the magic box. Whereas Facebook, Instagram, social media, I feel like a lot of people try and live up to an expectation. Whereas YouTube's a bit more grounded, a bit more back to earth, back to reality. You can see what's going on around the world without it being directed at anyone. And you can kind of get a feel for that. Like, especially with your videos, you've got so many people from different parts of the world.
Yeah, you connect
And
with people.
it's all just coming together. Whereas Facebook, Instagram, there can be a lot of, let's say, catfish. You can get a lot of hate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I think some people can really, it can have a negative impact on someone's mental health, social media like Facebook and Instagram, because there can be some really nasty stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some really good positives to social media, and like you can show your experiences that you've had, your holidays, you can do all sorts now, especially with like stories, posts. You've got so many different options, but if I had to get rid of them, I wouldn't say no.
All right, cool. Let's play now the quick thinking game. So I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with religion.
Christianity.
Love.
Hearts.
Money.
Ooh, America.
Family.
Love.
Sex.
Passion.
Life.
Roller coaster.
Politics.
Shambles.
Fear.
Snakes.
Friendship.
Community.
Regrets.
Ooh, that's a tricky one, regret. What comes to my mind? Negative experience.
Okay. How about desire?
Oh, I would say love again, because you have to love something to be able to desire it.
Success.
Dance. Personally, for me.
Wish.
Stars.
Happiness.
Smiles.
God.
Almighty.
And if I say Beyonce, what comes? One word.
Queen.
I like that. And the last one now. Dance.
My life.
Good, good.
Absolutely my life.
Great. So let's pretend now I'm going to meet your parents, your lovely parents, and I'm going to ask them, tell me the most beautiful thing about Bradley, and tell me something that he still needs to improve on. What do you think they will tell me?
Ooh. I would probably say they would say the most wonderful thing about me is my caring nature. I care a lot for people, especially if I'm close to them, my loved ones, my family. Because I've got a small family, it's not a really big family. It's a really tight family, and it's really close, and my family know how much I care for them. I do anything for them. But not only do I care for my family, I care for anyone. So if I was to see an old woman in the street struggling, I would go and offer my support and help, but in a caring manner, because obviously a young boy like me going up to an old woman can be quite scary for them. So obviously I like to have a caring approach, but they would probably say I need to work on that as well, because sometimes I can be too caring, which then makes me a little bit gullible. I believe things too much. And I'm like, yes, that's amazing. And then I get let down. So they don't like to see me getting let down or feeling let down. And sometimes because I'm such an over-caring person, that can lead to me being let down.
Absolutely. I understand. Totally understand. What's your star sign, just for curiosity?
Capricorn.
My sister, December? End of December?
Start of January.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right, so now let's play now Bradley and the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? All right, Bradley, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so I ask this question a lot to everyone. So, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Very easy answer for me. I love London. I love being London, and I think London is home for me now. I think I've been here for 15 years. But if I could live somewhere like I would live in Switzerland, anywhere in Switzerland. I think I love the country. I've been there 3 times, different parts of Switzerland, and I just could fit myself there. You know, I would miss London a lot, and it would be easy for me to come here. But I think the older you get, you look for more kind of small places. And I think Switzerland would be a place where I could still be myself. I would be supportive, and I could be in touch with nature, which I love the most. So I think Switzerland would be a good place to live. But right now, London, on the other hand, I could see myself living in London for the rest of my life, because I just love the vibe of London. Like you said at the beginning, you know, the vibe and the energy.
Yeah.
You know, London is a very fast city. Everything happens, and I think it's nice to. I think people like you and like me, we fit very well in this kind of, you know what I mean, like business. I think it fits well. And but if I could choose, I think I would go to Switzerland.
Oh, nice. I love that. I love that a lot.
Did you have a good time, Bradley?
I've had an amazing time. It's been fabulous. Thank you so much.
No, thanks so much for being sweet and kind and accept my invitation. But just before you go, I would like you to share a positive quote or a positive message, something that inspires you.
Okay, so I've actually lived by this for a good 10 years of my life now. And that is, when life gives you 100 reasons to break down and cry, you need to show life 1,000,000 reasons to smile and laugh, and you've got to stay strong.
Very good one. I love that. Very good one. Very good one. Bradley, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much for the interview. And
thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much.
I love your energy. I love your energy. My God, I really like it. But please carry on being like that. Be open, approachable, because for sure you're gonna get somewhere very, very beautiful. Because I love your energy. People, even I don't know you, but I can feel your very positive energy, and that's good. That's a good thing. Please.
I hope so. Thank you.
Okay. All the best. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show, and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.